Hi everyone. I figure I should do a video um, to continue to support my mission of ending the poverty line. And I wanted to talk about the living income guaranteed, LIG for short. Um, LIG is what I see as the best way to approach eliminating the poverty line. Um, For those of you who like to hear about historical references, I can reference Martin Luther King Jr., who was an activist within United States within I'm not sure, I'm not a historian buff, maybe 1950s, around there, 1960s, 1970s, I'm not exactly sure, but before I was born. And I grew up hearing about him in school, about everything he did, what he stood for, and oddly enough, um, towards the end of his life, he was looking at how poverty affected not just African Americans within the United States, but also the whites and pretty much anyone else. Um, because poverty affects humans equally, no matter if their color of their skin, or their culture, or their background. And so he recognized that as something that African Americans were facing, but also other people of other um, skin colors, of any religion, of any situation, they're they were suffering. And so he made it his point to write as one of his last written pieces of work before he was assassinated. He wrote about this, about how poverty needs to end, and how he proposed, from what he saw from his life experience that he lived on this earth, that that people needed a living wage that was provided unconditionally to the people. Um, So in essence, a living wage, a living income, an income that people could have just to so that they wouldn't be in poverty anymore. So they're able to live, and I would say really live. That's what living income is. An income that allows you to really live. Because when you're in poverty, if you've ever been in poverty, you know what I'm talking about. That it's very stressful. You're very anxious all the time. You're nervous. You're afraid you won't be able to pay for the rent. You'll be afraid you're gonna be homeless, that you won't have enough food to eat. And all these thoughts and all these stresses that come with being within poverty. And that doesn't allow you to live. That doesn't allow you to be creative. That doesn't allow you to show up to your work happy um, and full of life and full of creativity and willing to do well in your work. Because poverty, it leads to that stress, it leads to a depression, which can lead to anger or hatred or a negative attitude. And so that's why it's very difficult once you're in poverty to get out of it. Martin Luther King Jr. saw that. He saw the effects of it hands on. He lived through that. He knows he knows it. That's why he suggested that a living income could be provided to everyone, just so that there wouldn't be poverty anymore. And he saw the common sense that the economy would actually be benefited and supported, because that means money will be flowing into the economy. Whenever you give a poor person money, what are they going to do? They're going to spend it. So that's the idea. Whatever money you will give to anyone who needs it, they're going to spend it. So the economy will benefit, the economy will grow, guaranteed. It's different if you give money to someone who already has a lot of money. They're going to probably hold on to it, not do it with anything, save it for a while. But if you give it to someone who really needs it, they're going to use it because they need it. It's a difference between a need and a want. And it's not like, poverty people in poverty want things, they actually need it. It's like literally, food, water, security, your house, um, having the lights on, all these things. So that's why it's a common sense. it's more of the, you know, I don't think I could say it any clearer than that. So Martin Luther King's side, I see it, other people see it, we all see it together, and we're not the only ones. He's just one example of one person that we all have heard of that supports it. There's plenty of others too, but he's the one that I remember most because of what I learned about him in school. And from his character, from who he was, it made sense he would support that. Um, so yeah, if you're someone who like me looked up to Martin Luther King Jr. to understood what he meant when he said to end racism because of the suffering it caused, then look into living income, look into supporting this to make it a reality in the United States. Back then, people didn't believe all the acts of discrimination within restaurants, within buses, within living life would ever end. And there was a change, a dramatic change, wasn't there? Look at what they accomplished when back then people probably believed nothing could change. It all started with one person, then another person, then another person. And right now we're in a time of the history where something like this needs to come about. And the reason why it came out before because there was a great need. And as you see our economy today, it's going to get worse and worse. So the need will increase. But we don't want people to suffer necessarily. And it's not like a story where we know the ending. It's something that we need to actually make real. It's like a real life, It's not like just a movie. So we need to really make it happen. We need to really do what it takes. That's going to involve your voice, your political voice, your ability to speak, your ability to write, your ability to um, talk to people, reach people, to move, to do this. So yeah. Um, and I'm really appreciative to everyone who does this daily, everyone who does this as their life commitment. I know these people are going to make a difference in the world, and I'm happy to be working with them. So I'll end the video on this point. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.